Okay, here's how to find the GDP information. I'm going to break this into two videos to make them shorter. So let me go to the slideshow. I'm going to move kind of quickly. So here's the assignment, right? You have to do sections A through H. It's all of that and all of that. And it looks like a lot, but it's really not. It won't take you that long. The template for this is on Canvas in the top module. There's the top module, right? And there is the template. It's available in PDF and Microsoft Word format, just like the homework. And all the following pages are in this document. That's this global econ final project details, but I'm going to go through them here real quickly using Congo and USA as an example. Like I said, it looks like a lot, but it shouldn't take you that long if you follow the directions. And the last page that I'm going to go through actually shows this thing fully filled out for the US and the Congo. So first we're going to find the GDP information, and what we're going to do is go to this website, data.un.org, the United Nations, and in the search bar we're going to type GDP, right? And then we're going to get this choice of options, and it's really important to pick the right one. You're going to pick GDP by type of expenditure at current prices. Current means the same as nominal, and we're going to pick US dollars so that all of our countries have the same currency. And when you click that, you'll get this default to the first one in alphabetical order, Afghanistan. So what you're going to do is over here where it says select filters, scroll down and pick your country. So I scroll down to Congo, and then you're going to select those 4 years because that's what we want. And then you click apply filters at the bottom and you get your country. So I'll go to the next page and show that in detail. So here's how it works. You'll see the lines for all the components of GDP, and it goes for 2021, and then it goes down to 2020, and you can scroll down later. And so here, let's follow the green and the red for these numbers for 2021. The top line, well, I'm sorry, you can get all of these things from this information right here. The top line, do not use that one. That is both consumption by people and spending by government. They add them together. The next line is consumption. As it says, household consumption. So 36.5 billion. So we put that over here. That's consumption. The next line is government purchases. The 4.3 billion. So that's government. The next line is business investment, the I part of C plus I plus G plus NE. So they call it gross capital formation. That's 11.5 billion. Skip the next two lines. Those are part of investment. We can talk about that in class if you want, but skip those. Of course, the next two lines are very clear, exports and imports. And then we simply do the subtraction, imports subtracted from exports to get net exports, right? 21.7 minus 21.1. Then the last line, it says gross domestic product. That's the sum of all of those. You could go in and add it if you want, and it would add up to that total. So there we have the components of GDP. Then it's easy to just divide each of them by the total and get the percent. So consumption is 69%. It's very high in the Congo, not because it's a rich country with a lot of spending power like in the US, but because it's a very poor country where people have to spend most of their income just to survive. Investment is around 22%, kind of average for the world. Government spending very low, typical of poor countries because the governments cannot generate enough tax revenue to spend, unfortunately. Net exports is not bad. In many developing countries, this is a negative, meaning a trade deficit, but for Congo, it's okay. Then we can do trade as a percent of nominal GDP by adding exports and imports together. So there's exports, there's imports, and we get the total and divide that by GDP, and we get trade as 81% of GDP. The last thing that we can do, so that's world average is around 60%, so that's kind of normal. The last thing we can do with a little piece of information from outside of this, meaning population, is we can take that total GDP and divide it by the population and get GDP per capita. It's GDP divided by population, which is 52.8 billion divided by 95 million, which is $555. So very poor, one of the poorest countries in the world. So I'm going to stop there and then go to